Hello and welcome back to the Ciaran and Josh experience. I'm Josh McKenna.
And my name is Ciaran Sanders.
And today we have a wonderful guest on who goes by the name of
Dominic Ferronato.
Yeah, there you go. We were actually supposed to have you, I think you were slated on episode 3 or episode 4?
I think for like the past few episodes we've been saying Dominic is our guest next week, and then just having someone completely different.
A lot of stuff happens, and then
Yeah.
Well, you were away in Italy for 10 days? 10 days? Okay.
days,
I was
yeah.
about to say 3 weeks. That's not the same as 10
no,
days.
no. I'm glad you didn't forget about me.
Yeah, no, totally, man. I throw the dog a bone, right?
Yeah.
How do we know Dominic? I met Dominic on the sides of the football fields in grade 8 football at Vancouver College, our high school. Oh, shouldn't we? I'm just thinking, do we include personal details?
Yeah, whatever you feel.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Yeah, we went to high school together. And Dominic and I don't want to speak for Dominic. We were both really horrible at football, so we always just joked around on the sidelines.
Is that what you were worried about including? That you're terrible at football?
No. I was worried about including. Honestly,
you're gonna ruin my prospects being scouted.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I know the CFL is about to, send me a contract.
Yeah, come on.
But anyways, we were really horrible at football and bonded over a shared warped sense of humor. I'm gonna say. How about that?
A lot of warped stories on Disney characters.
Yeah. Really, just.
I honestly don't know what they're talking about, but I don't like the sounds of it. And I can assure you, we're gonna have no terrible stories about Disney characters on this podcast.
Don't worry. No, I don't want people to think that we're clinically we need help. Yeah, deranged is a good word. So I'm not gonna divulge any of the stories that we created.
High school grade 8 humor. That's all we're gonna say.
Yeah. All boys.
All boys.
Oh man.
All right. And Josh, how do you know Dominic?
Well, I just know Dominic through you. I mean, I don't know, when was the first time we met Dominic?
I was actually asking Ciaran that a few minutes before this episode started. I think it was at that one party that Ciaran held, maybe?
Yeah, grade 11.
Do you think that was the first time? I mean, I
have a feeling there was a time before.
Yeah, maybe a couple times before that, but we probably really chatted for the first time at
that party.
Ciaran's first house party.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Actually, Ciaran, do you want to tell the story of that party? Because that was an interesting time.
Sure, yeah. So when in grade 11, my family rented a house on the Sunshine Coast, and I was going there with Josh for a couple days. He was going to come up with us. But I had a concert. I had bought tickets for this concert way before we booked the
you were going to see Panic at the Disco, right?
Shush. I was not going to see Panic at the Disco. I went to see Weezer, great 90s band. Panic at the Disco happened to be playing with them. Panic at the Disco opened for them. Anyways, I thought, I gotta go. I left the cabin on the Sunshine Coast, which is about a ferry ride and a bit of a drive a ways. And so I thought, well, I'm gonna have the house to myself for one night, throw a party. And Josh and I created this Facebook group. What was it, a Midsummer Night's
Lit Fest?
Yes.
Or something like that.
I remember that.
Yeah, and so we threw about 60 people in this.
Yeah, 60 plus people around
60.
there.
It was about, honestly, at the end of the night, we probably had about 65 people show 60, up.
Yeah.
And so I went home.
I think there were a lot of people with low expectations for the party.
Oh yes, because
who had
absolutely
made other plans for the night or something like that, and then it would be their plans would just be garbage, and they'd see Snapchat stories or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'd just be getting calls on that. I'd be like, "Hey man, can we actually come to Ciaran's?" And I'd be like, "1 sec, go to Ciaran. Can so and so come over?" And then he's like, "Yeah, man." And then these people, more people just come over, and it's just it's great.
Well, I went to the concert, and then I went right from the cabin, a 5-hour journey to the
We actually
concert.
missed the ferry you're supposed to catch too. You're not a happy guy.
Because I missed the ferry to get back to the mainland. So I was gonna miss this concert.
Yeah, you had to wait another hour,
mm-hmm.
2 hours maybe.
Yeah. Anyways, I got to the concert. Don't worry, it was a great concert. Loved Weezer. Got home, spent the whole day prepping my house and everything
Yeah, you had a whole
party-proofing it.
crew over.
Yeah,
like,
I had a
like
whole bunch of guys.
lifting up cabinets and
Yeah,
putting them
of
in
course.
bedrooms, rolling up rugs,
Yeah, everything, the whole 9 yards. There was not a single picture or glass left out to be broken, and had a whole bunch of people over. I thought it went great. I thought it was a great party.
It was a great time. One of the best 5 parties I've ever been to.
The volunteer fire department showed up at one point.
This is my favorite part.
Because
Oh, what?
there was a open. We had a wood fire in the backyard and like a little
during a burn
wood,
ban,
like
I guess.
portable fire pit, and then people were. We had like a small fire, and then I look out my big bay window and I just see this fire truck, and I think, oh, I have. You know that feeling where your skin goes like icy cool and you get like shock, like shivers down your spine and everything, and like your scalp, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like your scalp goes cold. And I had that feeling and I thought, oh my God, this is the end of my life.
Yeah.
And I run outside and I see the fire and I think, oh shoot, that's probably the fire. And I grab 2 solo cups of water, and these 8 big burly volunteer fire department guys are
I don't know why
out.
there were so many. Oh
There
my
was
gosh.
like 10
clown
ten.
cars.
I know,
So
exactly.
many. Yeah.
10 guys walk to my backyard and they're like walking around. Oh, it looks like someone's having a party here. Oh, wow. All right. Well, looks like, they had no idea. Like, these aren't cops. These are just dads on a Friday night that are volunteering.
But they're like dressed like cops.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
no,
It
I
was
thought they
wild.
were. And then I walk up to, they're like asking people, like I see them as I'm walking down my stairs. You know who lives here? No. Oh, you know who lives here? Oh, no. Okay, yeah. Because all these kids are running from them. They're like, hey, excuse me. Oh, can I just talk to you? Oh, sorry. And then I walk up to them like, oh yeah, I live here. And they said, oh, okay. Well, we have a fire ban going on right now, so if you had a gas fire going, we'd have no issue. But because it's a wood fire, we get complaints because of the smoke. So if you could just put that out, that'd be great. And then I was like, yeah, sure. I pour the water on. I'm like, anything else? They're like, no, that about does it. All right. Yeah, have a great night, guys.
Dude, in my head though, this was so different. Like I was freaking out because I remember I was standing right by like the gate to the backyard. With some like people like playing pong at a table or something like that, and I was just standing there, just bumming around, and then I see like all these people come walking in, and I was like, oh, those are some large teenagers. And then I was like, those are a lot of large. Those actually look like cops. And I remember I kind of like turned to the wall and just like faced the other way, and I was just kind of like, what do I do here? And then
how do I extricate myself?
Yeah, I was just kind of like, so then I remember like running up like the outside stairs up to your second floor where everyone was, and we're like running in. And I was like running up to everyone, and I was like, shh, shut up, shut up. There's like 100 cops in the backyard, dude. Like I was like, there's so many. You gotta be quiet, everybody. And like people aren't stop talking. I'm like running around, I'm like yelling.
The entire Delta police force is in our backyard right now.
I'm like whisper yelling at people. I'm like, shut up. Like everybody be quiet, right?
The music turned off. I remember the music turned off.
Dude, when I turned off the music, I was like, everybody be really quiet. And then it was like, like 65 people in the house, just all like super quiet, standing completely still. And I remember as I was running up the stairs, Ciaran was coming down the stairs, which is I guess when he was coming down with the water.
Yeah.
And then I go back outside, and then they're gone. They're not there anymore. And like I kind of whisper yell across the yard to Ciaran. I was like, Ciaran, I thank God.
And I was totally relaxed at this point. Like I had reached nirvana. Like I was at equilibrium.
You've accepted death.
Yeah,
at this
because
point,
all the cops, they were gone. Or sorry, all the volunteer fire department were gone. I realized that it wasn't a big deal at all. I put out the fire. Everything's fine. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I hear Josh, and he's like, Ciaran, is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, man, everything's chill. Yeah,
it's like
fine.
Weirdly relaxed.
Yeah,
but I'm still like freaking out. It's like
complete
like,
opposite ends of the spectrum.
Running around in like the trenches of like
exactly.
And I'm like, oh, okay. So I like go back inside, and this is one of the best moments of my life because I got to quote Wayne's World, which is like one of my favorite films.
Great film.
Remember, I walk back in the house, and everyone's just like looking at me with anticipation, like. Because I just like come back in, like they know I'm bringing news with me.
Yeah, you're the messenger. You're running in.
So I walk back in. I'm wearing a dashiki too. Like it was a great look, like the whole thing. Wow.
Yeah.
You know, and I walk over to the dock where the music was playing, the big speaker. Put my hand on it, look over at everyone, and I have like a drink of, I think actually it was just water, but I had a drink in my hand, and I hold it up, and I look at everyone, and I say, "Cops are gone, party on!" And I cheers
That's
it
so
up,
funny.
and everyone, and as I say that, I hit play on the speaker. Everybody cheers this back. Everybody goes, "Woo!" You know, they're yelling, they're loving it, and oh wow, it was a glorious moment.
Yeah,
It
I
was just
walked
a
back
loud
in.
cheer,
I walked
like-
back into my living room, and everyone was just loving life. I was like, wow, like this is, wow, missed something here. Anyways,
It was an amazing time.
yeah, fresh time. So, Josh, you actually went to a metal festival recently.
did, yeah.
You want to chat about that?
Yeah, sure. So I went to, I believe we brought it up actually last week. I went to this weird festival. The weird festival name and was
Something Ghost Tour?
It was like the final night of the Modified Ghost Festival 3,
Modified Ghost.
What?
which is
It sounds like a Minecraft mod or something
Yeah.
like
I
that.
probably have that on my computer somewhere
Which-
in Minecraft. Probably.
which is held is held like all at the rickshaw. And remember last week I was saying like the thing I like about the rickshaw is you seem to get people who are like really like authentic to the scene because it's a weird place to go out to. Like this time when I was driving up to the rickshaw, like on the corner the rickshaw's on, this lady was standing there like smoking actual crack. And I don't think I've ever
How do you
seen
know?
someone.
How do you
She had a crack pipe out, and
Oh
it was
my
like
God.
it wasn't
my
marijuana in
Lord.
there, dude. She was
Oh
like,
my lord.
and
Say
then
this
one of
was?
the it's East Hastings.
Oh,
And then
God.
one of the bands actually started talking about it. They were like, I can't even get weed, and this lady's smoking crack on the street. But and this,
Oh,
so I guess a couple
man.
people saw it. It's pretty interesting. But so went to this festival. I went there. I got there around like 6:40 or something like that. So I saw all 6 bands that were playing. But this is the weird part. There's one band from Vancouver, and they're actually a pretty big deal within, I guess, like the metal world. But I guess technically they're a metallic hardcore punk band. Is I think the term. There's a lot of weird subgenres, but they're called Baptists. They're from Vancouver, and they just released a new album on Friday that I'd recommend actually called Beacon of Faith. It's a really really great stuff, and if you just look into their stories, band members have some really interesting lives. Like the lead singer works with Services Canada, and he fosters a bunch of kids, and a lot of the songs he writes are all about like messed up stuff he sees like in the whole like world of foster care and stuff, or he has a job where he goes downtown and he pretty much just like struts around and tries to find like longtime addicts and like direct them to help, and he sees a lot of messed up stuff there, and apparently he's supposed to go to therapy, but he hates it, so instead he just like writes songs about it, and that's kind of his therapy, which I think is really interesting. But so they weren't playing the festival, but I was wearing this shirt, this Baptist shirt there, but there was this design I found online for a Baptist shirt that I guess hadn't been used in a long time, and there were no signs of them like using this design again, but there weren't any left. They didn't sell them anywhere anymore, and I was like, oh man, like I really want this design on a shirt. And I was downtown like a couple days before the festival, and I was at this store, and they were like, oh yeah, we'll put any photo on a shirt for like $20. And I was like, oh, can you put this on? And like if it was like a design that they were like selling shirts for still, I'd feel kind of bad about it. But I was kind of like, oh, well, they're never going to sell the shirt again. And I really want this.
You're basically taking food out of these guys' mouths, man. You're
I've like
putting them on the street.
I've paid for all their music and stuff, but I was like, and I'm going to.
It's not enough,
And
man.
dude, I want to buy one of their shirts, but I haven't been to, like, they haven't had any shows recently where I can go buy a shirt from them, and I don't have a credit card, so
You don't have a credit card?
I don't have a credit card, so
Really?
I'm not ordering online. So
Oh, do
I
you
was
have a
like,
credit card,
Yeah,
man?
yeah, I do.
Yeah. I don't know why you don't just
I
grab
don't
a
know, I
credit
just haven't
card.
got around to applying for one. But so
You
basically, I was
you
like,
get like Dude, I walked into a kiosk. It was a kiosk
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
UBC campus, and they approved me in 5 minutes.
Are you
Dang.
serious?
Yeah.
I still
They
have to
were
wait
like,
for mine
oh,
to
seriously?
come in. Yeah,
Wow.
Dude,
Come in and
it
go.
was like right away. I was like, oh, I want a credit card. They're like, here you go.
Oh, well, I'll get on it. But anyway, so I was like, you know, for now, like, I don't know. I guess I'm like, I saw it as like supporting the band. You know, I tossed the, you know, I'm just wearing their shirt around that says Baptist. People are gonna like be like, oh, what's Baptist? Look up the band, right? And so I was like, okay, I think it's fine. So I made the shirt, and I was wearing the shirt that night. And I remember talking to a guy who was the lead singer of a band that was playing that night, who I knew had like toured with Baptist a couple times, and I remember him. He was a really nice guy, and I remember he said like, "Oh, hey man, nice shirt," and I was like, "Oh, thanks, man." So then I'm walking around inside the rickshaw.
So
later on.
you're a groupie, is what you're saying.
Yeah. No. This guy wasn't from Baptist though. He was from a different band. He had
So
toured
you're
with Baptist
like
a bunch.
a groupie of a groupie.
Okay, yeah, sure. But I and so I went out and I was walking around, and then I saw this guy, and I was like, I think that's the lead singer of Baptist. And then I went on to like his Instagram, and I started looking at his tattoos on Instagram to try and match up tattoos with this guy, and it's the same guy.
Wow.
So as I'm like kind of walking by him, this other guy who I talked to earlier, he just kind of like he looks at me, and then he looks at the lead singer of Baptist, and he's like, "Hey, Andrew, I didn't know you guys made that design on short sleeve shirts too." And I was just kind of like,
Dude,
like,
they're never
Dude.
gonna let you come to another
I
show.
was so awkwarded out. I was like, oh, what? I just found this at a vintage store downtown. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my god.
And,
Oh man.
and then
man.
and I was just so awkward. I was like, but then I went up to the lead singer of Baptist, and I was like, "Hey man, you're the lead singer of Baptist, right?" And he
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
but I think he was pretty fine with it though. But I was like so awkwarded out by this. But then he kind of like gave me this smirk, and he was kind of like, "No, I just really look like that guy." And I was like, "No way, dude! You have the exact same tattoos." And he's like, "Okay, yeah, man." He's like, "Hi, I'm Andrew." And then we chatted for a little
you
bit.
just
It's like,
friggin'
I like the
zoinked
new
ya.
album,
You
yeah. But I, it's like, dude, I've just
What a
been
goof, man. That
I've
guy's
been
hilarious.
I've been so awkwarded out by that for so long. I was just like, oh man. I don't know. I don't think he hates me though. I
He
think
probably does.
no.
He probably does. I wouldn't say hate. It's like, gee, have you guys seen The Incredibles?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
That one's not out yet.
Yeah, exactly. But
First
the
one,
old
yeah.
one, remember the
Slimy.
old one?
Yeah.
How Mr. Incredible like had that kid that always followed him around. He's like, buddy, just
Yeah,
leave me
yeah.
alone,
Yeah.
or like whatever. I think it's like that, where like
Yeah.
you are like a worshiping Mr. Incredible, and the guy's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
just leave me alone, let me do my work. I don't want to look after you, and like, hey man, you're the lead singer of Baptist,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Make
you're
sure he
the-"
gets home and tell
Yeah.
his parents what he's been up to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Andrew from Baptist calls
Yeah.
your parents. Your son's been bothering me at my show again. I need to get this done.
Yeah. But no, I don't know. Even when they released their new album, they were like, oh, like they're like, stream it, buy it, steal it. They're like, literally, just do whatever. We just want you to hear it. That's like literally what they posted when they released the new album.
Huh.
And they even posted a link to someone's illegal upload of their full album, and they're like, if you can't afford the new album, just listen to this guy's upload of it. If you listen to it enough, maybe he'll even make a couple bucks off it, right? And so I don't know. I don't think he really cares that much about a shirt, but I was so worried for so long. But I don't know. He was really nice in person, so I don't think he hates me. Hopefully not. But I don't think he'll also remember my face if I ever meet him again. So that's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Dominic, you had a story that you wanted to talk about with. Was it you went to a doctor's appointment?
Yeah, really
On that?
mean doctor. So there's this like local clinic by my house,
Mm-hmm.
and I always forget the doctor because whenever I have something wrong, I go there, and then I'm like,
that's yeah.
Oh, that's. I'm
that-
pretty
I mean,
sure that's how a doctor
Yeah.
works. Yeah.
yes, but
You don't just go to hang out with your
but
doctor
this
sometimes?
this doctor, she's not
Throw
very-
catch. Play catch in the
Hi,
front
hi. What can I help you for? Oh, I don't have anything wrong. I just was wondering if Dr. Martin can come out and play a game of catch with me.
Does he have any free time between surgeries today?
Sure, sport. Yeah, red.
Yeah, takes
yeah.
off his gloves. Just all right, let's go. Yeah, but
Like, wipes the blood from his hands on his like Dr. Smart
Yeah.
thing. Like,
no, but this becomes kind of like a recurring thing because there's this doctor there and she's really mean. I'm not gonna name names, but she's not a very nice doctor. Kind of like the whole doctor empathy with their patients kind of goes out the window with her.
Dang.
And I kind of just
She must be upset because doctors get so underpaid.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably.
But I
Yeah,
mean,
they don't make
it's just
any
like,
money,
yeah,
right?
and he's just like, but like it's annoying
And
because
she's disappointed her parents because
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
what
she's
parent,
I mean, what kind of parent wants her to be a
wants
doctor?
doctor as a child?
I mean, it's like a career in the arts, and then one step below is doctor.
50 feet of dog crap,
Yeah.
and then being a doctor as your
just
Terrible.
yeah. But anyways, she whenever I see her, she have an appointment with her. She just spoils my day. So basically, she spoils my day. I go home, I forget about that she even works there, and I'm like, hey, something's wrong with me again. I'm gonna go back to the doctor. Then I remember she works there, and then she's there. I'm like, crap, it's this lady again. So today I have like a pain in my heel, and it hurts to walk, and I need to get fixed because it's like like your feet are your most important part, right? So to walk.
Are they?
I'd say the brain,
I'd
but
say yeah. I'd probably say
You
maybe
walk
the
in your
heart
feet.
or
You walk
like
in your
the-
feet all day.
I saw kind
You
of
know,
wheelchair
honestly,
today,
I
you do.
think I'd rather get shot in the foot than get like shot anywhere in the chest or stomach area.
Keep my head safe. That's all I gotta
Okay,
say.
well, for what's lined
And
up
honestly, would you value hands over feet? I don't know. It's kind of a tough one, but
I would value
do
feet over hands.
Really?
Really?
hands. Hands, you can grab things. You need your hands.
Yeah, but then, well, I look
See,
at the
I feel
guy
like I
from
could-
127 hours. He gets like a Swiss Army knife basically
Yeah.
on his arm now.
But I could maybe like walk around on stumps or like in a wheelchair or something like that. But I could
There's
still,
lots of prosthetic
I
legs.
could still play like guitar and piano, like stuff like that
Exactly.
with hands.
You can get hands that play. I'm sure.
but not like
You can't
as-
get two
as same
fake hands, though.
efficiency as like
You can get 2 fake hands.
Yeah, but not two fake hands that will play guitar, Kieran, or piano. They're
potentially.
just gonna be like
I don't know.
just slapping things,
Give War Amps a call. Sorry, that was
yeah.
poor taste. Anyways, go
Yeah.
ahead.
So, anyways, I wanted to go in because I want to get orthotics, right?
Yeah.
So this darn pain will go away. And they're like, "Oh, you need a referral from a doctor in order for us to give you these orthotics." I'm like, "Okay, fine." So I go to the clinic and I walk in, and I get in right away. I'm sitting there. Then the door opens and I see this like, I don't know what kind of, that old lady hair that they have where it's kind of like just like poofed up at the top. I see like a brown lump of that kind of like, oh crap, it's this doctor again. And she's not very nice. Like she just kind of gets to the point. She always argues with you like how hard is it to give, like, I don't know if it comes out of her paycheck when she has to give me a referral, but I was telling her like what I had. I was like, I was just wondering if I could get a referral so I can get a custom orthotic. And she was like, what do you have again? I'm like, oh, well, I it's just some heel pain. She's like, take off your shoes, I want to see it. And I was like, okay. So I show her like my heel and whatever, and she's like, this doesn't look like you need an orthotic, like, do you really need one? I was like, I mean, yeah, I'd like to. I think it'd relieve the
Wait,
pain.
did she not look at
She didn't
how
wanna give
that?
me one.
Did she not look at how you walked first though?
No,
Because
she
that's
didn't.
usually the test of getting an orthotic. I've had to get orthotics before, and they have to look at how you walk. They don't just look at your foot.
Well, no, it's like I think they're gonna do that when I get the orthotic tomorrow. But like they just wanted a referral so that it gets covered under my medical insurance. I think is why they wanted me to get a referral.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was super argumentative with me, and she basically sounded like she didn't want to give me an orthotic, and she was like, seems like kind of a dumb reason to give you an orthotic, don't you think? Like, I don't think you
Dang.
really need one. I was just like, well, I mean, I got one before and it's worked miracles when I had foot pain before, so like, can I just like
It's
get
my
one?
medical
Yeah,
insurance.
I was
Yeah.
like in my head, I was like, seriously, how does this affect you? Like, just give me the darn.
I'm not even
referral.
paying for it out of my own money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My medical
Yeah.
insurance
Like-
covers this.
like- Yeah, she's just so argumentative with me, and she's like, okay, fine, whatever, like, do it your own way then. And she just wrote it down. I was like, okay, well, thank you very much. And she's like, yep, okay, bye. And I was just like I just sitting
All
in
right, bye.
yeah, I was sitting in the car, and then I just like called my mom, and I was like, hey mom, I had that mean doctor again today. And she's like, this isn't the first time. The last time it was just like she just wanted to find every reason not to help me, basically. I was like, I don't know what the heck was her problem, but yeah, I don't know what's up with that, but it's just I've met a lot of crabby people before.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how it probably fill up a lot of time, but I have like this pretty funny story of when I did altar serving in like grade 7.
We'll throw it at the back. We might
Yeah.
touch on it later.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So
That's
Josh,
that's a real shame, dude. I think you should write a song about it.
I should.
Your struggles with that.
I should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can premiere it on the podcast.
I would love
Yeah,
that.
yeah, we can.
Next week.
this would be a platform for you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get your music out.
Yeah, I mean, if the whole NFL scouting contract doesn't work, if I don't get on the Raiders,
of course. Yeah.
become the next big singing idol.
Yeah, this singing football, you break stereotype. You could be basically Glee,
I could.
except in the NFL.
Yeah.
Totally. Anyways,
Totally.
do you guys want to hit the weekly?
Let's hit the weekly.
All right, the weekly. So Josh, we were going through. We're just doing a little filming before we did this podcast, and Josh had some tabs open. He wouldn't even let us near them. Like
We need genuine reactions.
All right,
dude.
genuine reactions. All right, throw it on. Dominic and I have not seen these news articles before.
Ooh.
I got 2 for you.
All right.
Here we go. So let's
This is
start
what you
with
got
this one.
cooking up here, chef.
Ohio woman who claims cabbage juice can cure homosexuality
This is on
faces
Dr.
state
Phil.
probe.
This is on Dr. Phil. I watched this episode. No joke. I watched this on Dr. Phil. I can tell you the whole story, but I don't even have to read the article. I can tell you the whole.
Dominic,
Okay, so
go, man.
Okay,
basically,
Dominic,
it's this
go.
lady named Jillian. This is the name of the article, Epperly.
Oh my
And she has this juice made of.
She's got the juice.
Cabbage.
No, I'm not even joking. Okay, it's like 1/3 cabbage.
That's like water, man.
No, this is what it is. Cabbage, and it's like 30. It's like 30
Yeah, it's just
grams of
like
like salt.
Surprise! Oh, your homosexual child is just
Oh
dehydrated.
my god, this is the dumbest
Yeah.
lady I've ever. Okay, so she calls the juice Jilly Juice. I'm not even joking. Okay, you guys need to get into Dr. Phil, man. But like, so she said it can cure limbs, and Dr. Phil in the show, because she said the Jilly Juice. It's like this green swamp water. It's actually,
No.
and it tastes like salty slime. It's actually disgusting. And she was saying it could. She's not professional. She didn't go to university. She has no like medical backing.
Did she graduate high school?
Yeah,
No,
it says
well,
here.
maybe, but like she said, I don't know, probably, but like she said basically, since it basically like a purge drink, those drinks where you kind of, it just cleanses your system.
Yeah.
It's basically, that's what her goal is with that. And she said if it can cure your insides, what's stopping it from regenerating limbs and therefore making you live to the 400 years old. And it says it cures basically all like anomalies in your body. And she
Yeah.
said therefore homosexuality, as like biologically man is supposed to be attracted to women, that kind of thing. And she's on Dr. Phil, and she's like, so do you have any evidence that you can live from 400 years old? She's like, yeah, why not? He's like, have you ever met an amputee who drank your Jilly Juice and grew back her arm? She's like, well, no, but because it takes a long time, obviously, Dr. Phil. And then she gave him like a sample of it. He's like, do you want to try some, Dr. Phil? And he's like, I do not, thank you. And it's just this green swamp water on his seat for like the rest of the
man.
show.
Oh my
But,
It says she claims that the juice can reverse the aging process, autism, Down syndrome, regrow limbs and organs, and notes that it can cure a mutation that causes the LGBTQ lifestyle. She says that
Interesting.
all diseases, which I don't think any of those listed beforehand were actually diseases. Maybe, well,
no, I think there are medical.
okay, there were,
I think you can say medical conditions.
yeah, but she claims that
Not
the root
that
of all
being
disease.
gay is a medical. I don't agree.
Yeah,
with
I
that.
don't really think that's a medical condition.
No.
Is a gut parasite. The root of all disease is a gut parasite called Candida.
Oh.
And Jilly Juice is the solution.
Ooh.
You can actually buy it.
Yeah, there's a
should we
link for
check-
jillyjuice.com.
Let's put a link for Jilly Juice in the
in case
in the
anyone wants
description
it.
of this video, in case anybody
Yeah,
wants
has
to
a limb
regrow a
that they
limb or
need to
something like
rename.
that. She okay. She advises drinking up to a gallon a day.
Jesus. That actually
Which-
dehydrate you.
yeah,
that would
which-
actually dehydrate.
No,
Which
a
will
lady
rid-
got a stroke from it.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
and she's like, that's just a product of the cleansing process. Just keep at it.
A
and you'll be fine."
stroke?
Yeah, she's like, She's like, this Jilly Juice, like, after I drank it for a straight week, I couldn't feel like the left side of my body. He's
Oh
like, that's
my-
normal. Just keep going at it. And I'm like, what the hell
Is
is
this
that?
one?
No, she said
Does
to,
this woman have strokes? Does Jilly has she
No,
had
she
strokes?
looks perfect. I don't think she drinks Jilly
Oh,
Juice
wow.
herself.
but she says drinking up to a gallon a day will
Yeah.
rid the gut of fungus, which is excreted in diarrhea, which she deems, and she has a cute little term for it, waterfalls. And she says that she's the proud leader of a poop cult. So that's
Yeah.
great. That's great.
Um,
That's cute and fun.
It's kind of scary though, because on the Dr. Phil episode, they brought in people who support Jilly Juice, and I felt really bad for them because they were just
They're clearly just confused.
they're
Delusional.
just bought into, like, basically they're probably suffering with a real condition, and they're trying to like find a miracle
Yeah.
cure that doesn't exist. And like one of the people there, her son had like really intense autism, and she was giving the kids it, like,
Oh,
which is
God.
really unhealthy. And Dr.
Yeah.
Phil's basically telling her, like, you're adults, you can do whatever you want, but like, for the love of God, don't give this to your kids. Like,
Yeah.
it'll like mess them up. But yeah.
I think it's the whole like same like frame of mind as like the whole like Trump thing where he just like says stuff. You know, he's like, I'm gonna build a wall, and it's like there's no way that that's gonna happen in 4 years, but he says it, and people are like, it's the miracle. It's exactly what I want, you know. But yeah, like listen to this like.
He's a
Listen to
Dr.
this mission statement, because this makes absolutely no sense. I don't think I read it through once, and I think this is just the most vague statement you can make.
Vague.
Giving humanity the opportunity to heal relative to their expectation level, wholly considering their background, all the while understanding intention, outcome, and specific measurable results. What does that mean?
I think it's trying to say like you will get as healthy as you want to get. Considering
With cabbage juice.
your race, I think it actually has.
Oh.
She
Basically,
sounds like
you'll be Ubermensch after you do
yeah,
this, yes.
exactly.
Jeez.
Like I think I don't want to put words into this woman's mouth, but I will say probably if someone was like a minority and
Yeah.
said, "Oh, this Jilly Juice doesn't work," she'd say, "Well, you're a minority, so that's probably why it's not working."
That's actually how she talks. Like,
What?
when they say they have like these really bad, basically she has a thing called the protocol, which is basically you have to follow the, you have to drink it every day of the week, and you have to follow this protocol. And if you don't follow, if you divert from the protocol at all, it's your fault. So she basically
That's actually a cult.
It
This
is.
is actually a cult.
And if you say anything wrong on her fan website, she'll like kick you. So basically, when the lady said she had the strokes, she was like, "Oh, you probably didn't believe in it enough, and you didn't like follow
Yeah.
the protocol enough." And she's
Yeah.
like, "No, I think it's because it's full of salt and it gave me a stroke." And she's like, "Whatever you say, like you're not following protocol."
No, but the thing is, like,
Jilly
she
juice.
kinda-
That's just like the least.
she kind of covers her bases because with saying that, like, you're gonna get as better as you think you will, she could just instantly, like, people who get better for whatever reason, like their disease or whatnot, is it becomes manageable or something like that. I think there's something to be said for creating like a positive atmosphere around your condition. Like if you I mean, just personally with like I know like the Irish saying or like whatever, like a good meal, a good rest, and like a good laugh are like the best medicine, like overall in terms of
Yeah.
like making your overall thing like feel good. I mean, I'm not going to say that like this that's going to cure cancer or whatever,
Yeah.
but it's definitely going to make you feel better.
I don't think scamming people into waterfalling all day and
Yeah,
night is
which is why
a
this is
good
so like
thing, though.
wrong. And
Yeah.
another thing that they didn't mention in the article, Dr. Phil had a doctor on to tell her all the scientific facts why Jilly Juice is bad for you. And basically she said the daily intake, the doctor's like, hey, this is your daily intake of salt that a person needs. Anything over is really dangerous.
Yeah.
And Jilly basically said that the whole nutrition facts and whole daily amount is just a lie created by doctors to keep people sick so that they can steal our money. Which is just like,
She's probably a flat earther too. eh?
Yeah, I can see this
I would
person
not
being
be
a flat
surprised.
earther.
That's the same thing where space is a lie.
A
just
climate
for
change
people that-
denier.
Yeah.
Definitely, she's part of that whole group.
She actually looks a lot less crazy than I thought she would, though.
no.
Like,
Yeah, I know. She actually like looks.
She looks like put together like a regular,
Is
like
she-
probably around like 40. Like
She's Caucasian?
She's Asian.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
Asian. Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I expected her to be some like old like crazy
That's what I
looking lady
thought.
from
Southern
like
lady.
the
That's
south
what I
or
thought
something
too.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The backwoods, the Georgia Hills.
The website kind of in itself kind of looks like one of those weird websites, but
Yeah, the font is very off-putting.
very false marketing kind of
Yeah.
website look.
Definitely. Like ads you see on like movie downloading websites.
Yeah. But Jilly Juice, yeah, if you
Oh.
want a good gift for your friend on April
Yes.
Fools or Christmas,
I
You
love
know
how
what?
she has this
Hanukkah,
quote here.
Yom Kippur,
Dude.
Chinese Lunar New Year. It is very versatile.
Dude, she has this quote here. It says, "All truth passes through 3 stages. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is accepted as self-evident." Just because somebody ridicules an idea you have
Who said that? What's the
doesn't.
quote from?
Arthur
Arthur
Schopenhauer.
Oh,
yeah,
I don't know him.
Yeah, I
Probably
never
likes
heard the
Jilly
name
Juice.
either. Yeah, he probably loves Jilly Juice, but he probably
part of the poop cult.
yeah, he was sitting on the toilet
Probably is
waterfalling when
better
he wrote this,
waterfall.
typed this out for it. But
Mid waterfall.
just because maybe like a scam or a cult you've created is ridiculed at first, doesn't make it truth. I mean,
No.
But yeah,
Yeah.
guys, it's just liquefied sauerkraut. So
Yeah,
give it a try. Actually, don't. But
all right. Let's
Dominic, you had a news story, right?
oh yeah, okay. This is my mom sent me this. I woke up to this in the morning. Let's see it. Let me pull this out here. It's right here. Okay, where the heck is it? Oh, dang it! 1 minute.
Okay.
Do you want me to pull one up while you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
okay.
Sure.
I got another one
I don't
for you.
have a news story.
All right. Christian author. Trump is under attack from multidimensional Luciferian advanced
I
beings.
found it, by the
Whoa.
way.
Whoa.
Did you catch that?
That is
Christian
heavy.
author. Trump is under attack from multidimensional Luciferian advanced beings.
Seems legit.
That is a very, very heavy statement. This guy's throwing so much. Holy crap.
Where did he get this from? Where did he get multidimensional Luciferian advanced beings?
Probably has like a wheel of like
He's throwing like UFO, throwing
has like idea darts, and there's just a bunch of like things like multidimensional Luciferian demons. They're
Like
Yeah,
this is
a
the
random
look at,
word
okay, look at
generator.
this guy. His face looks like it's falling off.
oh my god.
He's seen
probably
some
kept
things.
his like body.
He's-
He's probably like 5,000 years old, and his like
Yeah.
body's
He's-
kept up by like demons.
He's seen some Luciferian multi-dimensional advanced beings. This is him post drinking Jilly Juice. This is him. This is him mid waterfall. His name's Paul McGuire.
Oh my God.
He appeared on the Jim Baker show.
Ah, Polly.
And
What are you doing now, Polly?
he claims President Trump is currently engulfed in the, quote, greatest spiritual battle in the history of all mankind. Just coming
Strong
from,
claim. Strong claim.
if he is if he's a Christian author though, and he's gonna go on about spiritual battles, is he saying that this is more crucial to Christianity than Jesus Christ? That President
Of
Trump
course.
is.
This orange Cheeto that is sitting on the Oval Office is paramount to
I feel like
the eternal struggle between good and evil.
this guy's on the same level as Ed. Remember when we talked about
Yes.
Ed from Creation?
I was
Crazy
just
Ed.
about to say that.
Yeah, Ed, who told us that Obama was the Antichrist.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Same vein.
Yeah,
Same
I've really
kinda-
wanted to reconnect with Ed because I really wanted to hear what his thoughts on Trump were, because I have a very strong feeling that he'd tell me Trump is the second coming of Jesus.
Oh,
you know?
I can see this guy and Ed getting along. I can really see that.
Oh, 100%. But he says that the battle is with advanced beings who possess supernatural multidimensional powers. That didn't come out right. Multidimensional
Okay.
powers. So his other quote says, the physical battles that we see in our world and nation right now are a direct manifestation of the spiritual battles going on in the invisible realm. He says, there are people very high up in what is called the globalist occult or
What?
globalist Luciferian rulership system. And this rulership system consists of what used to be called the Pharaoh god kings. Oh,
Okay.
this is straight out of Ed.
This
This
okay,
is
the
straight
more
out of
you-
Ed's like
the more you
mythology.
read,
I can feel like my brain just getting like, this is
Work.
weird.
Like your
This is weird,
your
man.
brain expanding, you mean? You guys, you're getting more information from
getting
this?
smarter.
Guys, we need to preach.
He
right
says
now.
it's
Yeah.
what Aldous Huxley called the scientific dictatorship. Okay, hold on. This guy's definitely anti-science, isn't he?
Probably.
And these
I
are
would say.
advanced beings who know how to tap into supernatural, multidimensional power and integrate it with science, technology, and economics.
I feel like this is. Did you guys ever see that
My head
movie
hurts.
with Daniel Radcliffe, where he was
The
the
neo-Nazi
neo-Nazi one? Yeah. Did
Yeah.
you see that?
No, I
Yeah.
didn't.
What did you
Okay.
think of that movie?
I thought it was all right.
Yeah.
I thought they kind of showed it in a light that I had never really thought of it before. You
In what
know,
way?
like that family in the. For those of you who don't know, the guy in Harry Potter was in a movie about white
Radcliffe.
supremacists. White supremacists.
I didn't know that.
And he goes under. He's a cop that goes undercover and infiltrates them.
Oh,
Mhm.
cool.
You know that family that he goes to, like the barbecue?
Oh yeah, and they're like
They're
they
like
have like
regular-
the family dynamic, but
Yeah, they're like
also
regular
Nazis.
family. Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
just actually like super racist.
Yeah,
Because you think like
and
the
then
white
when he goes to that like
supremacists-
educated guy who's like, remember
Oh,
he's like
yeah.
sitting and he's like trying to like, he actually sounds like not like your typical like white supremacist.
Yeah.
It's just like backwater and
Mhm.
but he's like sitting. He has like all the books and he's like trying to like explain it like
Mhm.
like like with an like
With
education
Yeah,
backing
yeah.
to it, and it was just like
no, like
was a
a sound argument.
yeah, and it was just really like I was like, oh,
That's
alright.
like with sound because it's just easier.
Yeah.
It's like it's easier to digest from
yeah.
like someone like that and not like a big tattooed
Yeah.
guy with a swastika on his
Yeah,
face.
you looked approachable too. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
it was like actually. Kind of, like,
But I was gonna say like this kind of like I don't even know what word to describe it, but this realm,
Psycho.
this kind of talk and thought process, it like looking at things like this and like Ed was kind of the same thing. Tying it into the movie reference, the movie that I saw, it's like peeking under like the rug and seeing
Yeah.
like this whole nother side of the world you never really
Yeah,
thought
I know.
functioned.
There's
Yeah.
actually quite a lot of. Probably, I can imagine there's quite a lot of people who like think within this.
What are
scene.
their
Yeah,
lives
actually
like?
kind
Like
of
from
scary.
Like all the podcasts and all
I
the
remember-
radio shows, like in that movie, like
Yeah.
all the everyone.
Yeah.
There was like 4 or 5 guys that,
Yeah,
or no, what
it's
there
like
was
a
the main.
convention.
Yeah.
It was the
remember?
convention,
Yeah.
and it was the main guy had like a radio show that
Yeah, and he
everyone
had a
listened
book
to.
too. Yeah,
Yeah. But I think about all these, like basically what we're doing right now.
yeah.
But like white supremacists, where like Alex
Rhetoric, yeah.
Jones, kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And they're like just doing a podcast and just like riffing off each
Yeah,
other. Like,
exactly.
aren't white people the best?
yeah, no, but
Like,
like
that's
hate
so
speech
weird.
and everything. I kind of feel like this is looking under the covers.
Yeah.
Like, ugh, like wow, that's a weird. You know?
And back
check
it
check
down.
this
Yeah,
out though. He even like
exactly.
gets into like Illuminati stuff. Like he goes he says that the advanced beings are on the highest level of the pyramidic organizational structure in which the highest ranking officers, if you will, of the New World Order and Mystery Babylon are ruling the earth through an organizational structure that looks like the pyramid on the back of the U.S.
Oh
dollar.
my god.
Oh,
I hate
And they-
hearing the thing about the
I
whole
know.
pyramid in
Yeah.
the U.S. dollar, like the Illuminati.
And they control the
stop.
world because they understand that the true control of the world is done through supernatural mechanisms.
Alrighty. Well,
And apparently Trump's bearing all of that because also I don't get where all these like
He's like he's like the chosen one of like the Jedi.
yeah,
kingdom.
it seems
Yeah.
like all the every like of these like conservative American Christians always think that like America is somehow like the promised land, which I don't know where that comes from, but I love these little sidebar things too, links to other stories. They're all actually other old white
Wait, is Dead
Christians.
State like a website that has?
No,
this, or
it
is
has it's a reporting site, I
I
think.
see. Okay.
Yeah, it's on this site called Dead State. But yeah, I love these little sidebar things, links to other stories that are also just these old white Christian guys in trucker hats, the headlines like Christian podcast host, royal wedding was a plot to promote blending of the races. Oh, another one. Jim Baker, the guy whose show that this guy was on actually, urges followers to buy his condos because NASA says they'll be safe in the end times. What? Dude, now it's just a scam. These
My
are just
head
some guys
hurts.
who want some
My
money,
head
huh?
hurts.
Yeah, we went down the ladder from like.
Don't go down this lane. Like, and have you ever been on YouTube, like in the middle of the night, and found like I found a video once when I was younger of like a video of Obama's speech, like you know the "Yes We Can" speech.
Yeah.
It was like his speech, but slowed down and reversed, and it was like trying to make that it was like satanic. Like he was like
Oh,
saying
like
thank
playing...
you Satan, thank you Satan, like reversed of yes we can, and I was like, what the hell? And then if you look on the comments, they're like all the profile pictures, like the Illuminati triangles, like this is the message, like we need to stop it before like the plague
I
spreads.
love
like,
stumbling upon those social media pages where it's like truth unveiled, and it's like
what is this?
they just
And,
have like the
world
weirdest.
warships, yeah.
They just like put out like the same conspiracy theories you always heard about, and then they're like think about it.
Yeah.
Think about
Did
it.
you see that?
It makes yeah.
Red circle around. It's like
It's like the was it playing the Who album or the Led Zeppelin
The
album backwards?
Zeppelin 4.
Yeah,
if you
Zeppelin
play it
4.
backwards, it says like
Like,
"Sweet Satan, my
Stairway
love."
to Heaven.
Yeah,
it was like Obama was like, "Thank you,
But
Satan,"
it's-
and I was like, "Please not."
But it's like all those ghost shows where I remember probably one of the
I
worst.
love those ghost shows.
One of
man.
the worst
Creepy
excerpts from a
Canada.
ghost show
Creepy
was
Canada was freaky.
like
Yes.
I really liked The Conjuring, but remember when we watched the special features for The Conjuring 2, and it's like that ghost hunting show went onto the set of The Conjuring 2, which is
yeah.
a set at like Warner Brothers Studios, and then they were like, the movie is about supernatural stuff, so the set must be haunted. And they go there, and it's just like them. It was the most disappointing thing I've ever seen. They walk around with microphones the whole time, and then there's just like
Did you hear that?
They-
Oh my
yeah.
god, it's a ghost!
no,
Yeah,
there's like
just
white
walking.
noise all the time, and then they just like
Yeah.
put captions on the white noise, and they're like, it said hello, and it like sounds like this. It's like, and then it's just like a caption, and it's like hello. They're like, did you hear that? Wild, you know? Oh, get out of here.
Yeah.
All right,
Outrageous.
Dominic, why don't you hit us with yours? This has been
Oh,
heavy.
yeah.
This has been heavy.
this
Let's move on.
This is actually I actually feel bad
my
because
goodness,
this story's
yeah.
not nearly as heavy as like what we just went into. This is on Global News.
Oh, it's a local news
Yeah,
story.
No, it's not from Logan. It's from Florida. Zombie
really? Okay.
warning issued in Florida City during power outage.
What?
City apologizes for mistake.
What
Do
the
you want me to
heck?
read the article, or is that enough?
Don't read the article. Just,
just
hit
read-
us
skim-
with a few
skim the
highlights.
So
article.
You know?
basically, people in the Florida city were left confused on Sunday after an alert went out during a power outage
Oh,
warning.
like a on their phones or something.
Yeah, it was like a.
Like a text alert.
I
Or
think
actually,
so.
I actually got a text from Telus the other day that said we're going to be testing our earthquake text alerts on
Yeah.
like Tuesday. Don't be alarmed.
It said basically the alert said during a power saying warning of extreme zombie activity.
Jeez.
And the city apologized. I'd be freaking out. I actually have a funny story about.
Is that like autocorrect or something like that? Like
No,
so
it
either
must
somebody
be.
was goofing with
think
them
it was
really
that.
hard,
No,
but like what
I'm
autocorrects
not,
to
I'm not
zombie?
surprised
I-
that they would have.
You said
If
Florida?
it was any state, it would be Florida.
Yeah.
They would have
Of
that.
course,
Florida's-
it's Florida.
You know how they? It's like
Florida, the only nice place is Disneyland World, and then everywhere else, it's like friggin' Mad Max.
Yeah, the more north you go, the more south it gets.
It was probably oh, what's his name? It was probably Paul McGuire from the
Paulie.
past story. He's
Paulie.
he's like extreme danger of Luciferian advanced supernatural being. They're like
They did do
he's
it
like
in Vancouver.
AKA zombies. They're like just shorten it to zombies. Just shorten it to zombies, Paul.
wasn't-
It makes it easier.
There was an incident in Vancouver actually where a road worker, you know those signs that say like construction ahead? At
Yeah.
the light? A guy, he was pulling a prank and he wrote zombies ahead as a joke. Like
Oh,
they
really?
had that. But this is relating to another because I thought about that. The really funny story, my brother, stand-up citizen by the way, not a serial killer, but model citizen. He I don't know if you were like if you read the Zombie Survival Guide.
I
when you were
love that
younger.
book,
Yeah,
yeah.
Mateo was obsessed with it. He still has it. It's all tattered.
still
just
have
from
it,
use.
yeah.
Yeah, Mateo loved that book, and he was
I
obsessed.
love
with
that too. It was a great book.
He was obsessed with like zombies and like zombie apocalypses and like, well, what's the best weapon for a zombie apocalypse? And I remember in the US there was a fake zombie alert that was issued as like a prank. Like it wasn't actually like
Was it
issued-
on like April Fools or was it just?
It was like it was kind of like that. I forget if it was on April Fool's, but it was basically it sounded really realistic. It was like attention, like there is an attack of like zombies, like get to your homes and the government will notify you. And I fooled with Mateo because we were like in grade 7. I was like, dude, there's zombies in the States. And he showed him the video. Mateo was like, oh my God. And he like grabbed his book and he like threw it in a bag. Like, oh my God. Like,
He brought the book.
Yeah, he's like reading it. I was like, Mom, like, oh. And then I was just like, dude, it's like a joke. And he's like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but that just like reminded me of that. It was just like one of those like funny.
People freak out all the time about that. I mean, you know, there's videos of like people getting their wisdom teeth removed and like in the car ride back and they like turn on like a pre-recorded radio thing. And it's like reports of like cannibalistic attacks and are those like, you know, the people that are super drugged up or whatever. But all the media attention surrounding zombies, like in the 21st century, that kind of attack would get nowhere, like especially if it happened in the United States. As soon as something
Inoculation
happened,
in like a
as
blink of
soon
an eye.
as something happened, every single person would be like, if that happened in like Southside Chicago,
Yeah.
like bullets would be flying. If that, I'm thinking like even rural Maryland, like everyone would hopping out with their 12 gauges and whatever, and their, you know, like it would get gunned down. Anything that would happen.
That might be
like,
the
to
problem,
that
though.
scale.
They might be gunning up each other, yeah?
Yeah, but still, like the
And
zombie
then
apocalypse wouldn't happen.
there'd be even less of them. There'd be all the zombies coming around.
All the zombies coming around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Zombie
man.
apocalypse is not something that's
going to
probably ever-
happen.
No, probably not.
That we know of.
That we know of.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to quickly talk about that Roseanne tweet?
Of course.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit briefly before the video. I before we started recording. I haven't really looked into it at all. I just know that it's a thing that Roseanne, the new TV show, is now canceled.
Yeah, she basically was like...
The Roseanne Barr,
Yeah, she was like
lead actress.
unprovoked, like just was talking about I can't remember her
it was
name.
like an
It was
Obama staffer.
Yeah, it was one of Obama's staff, and it was this woman, and she unprovoked just went and said
The woman is black.
she said, yeah, okay, let me actually just pull up her
Oh, you
tweet
do?
here.
Yeah, I was gonna pull it up.
Yeah, but
It's like
it
called
was
her, basically called her a monkey.
yeah, she called her like she said if like something along the lines of like if the like
If
Muslim
you combine, it was like if you combine the Muslim Brotherhood with
like
an
the
ape
Planet
from
of the
with
Apes,
Planet of the Apes, this is what you get, basically.
which is
yeah.
pretty friggin' terrible.
Like, there's no way you can even like hide behind that. Like, there's no. It was unprovoked completely.
She got. If you get into that, if you, especially as someone producing movies or in Hollywood, or just like in the celebrity limelight, if you step into that jungle of politics, that really bad jungle, like you're in for.
Is that a reference to the comment she made about that
What?
woman being
No,
a gorilla?
Of course not.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
No, I was just saying, like, if, like, then.
Well,
like,
she called that woman a
Yeah.
gorilla.
No, like-
are you referencing that?
No,
Are
I was
you-
saying, like, if Roseanne.
Are you going on the record saying that? What?
No.
Are you calling politicians gorillas?
No, I'm not. If,
Okay, but
no, it's just like
basically-
if you go, like, Roseanne was just an idiot in this
Yeah.
situation. Like, if you make that kind of statement, especially someone making
I
a
know.
TV show, like, what do you think's gonna happen?
She just got like
Totally.
her show back too, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it was about this woman Valerie Jarrett, and she said, what she said was Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes had a baby equals VJ, which is her
Valerie
initials.
Jarrett, yeah.
But then people started digging up like some of the other stuff that she had like tweeted out like prior to this, and she said some pretty terrible stuff. Like, it's been pretty bad. Like,
Yeah.
she targeted like Chelsea Clinton. Says, by the way, George Soros, who she said, Roseanne says that she's dating George Soros or something like that, which she wasn't. By the way, George Soros is a Nazi who turned in his fellow Jews to be murdered in German concentration camps and stole their wealth. Were you aware of that? But we all make mistakes, right, Chelsea? This guy actually, George Soros, actually, he fled Germany in 1947.
He's
so
a politician, correct?
No, he's like a businessman.
Oh,
yeah.
Entrepreneur.
So she said some pretty terrible things.
But like,
And
What did you?
it's just
Why
such-
would you
so
post that on
stupid.
Twitter?
I
Like,
don't
just-
know, dude.
Like,
Yeah, I don't
it's
know.
so-
If you look at her, she's essentially retweeting.
so
She's like,
stupid.
I looked at her Twitter. She's essentially retweeting like Jilly Juice and like
She's
Luciferian
in that
supernatural multidimensional beings are after
Oh,
Trump. Like
man.
that's like her
Why
Twitter.
would you do, like? I
in
don't
a
know why
nutshell.
you'd say something like that on Twitter, especially
I know,
as someone
it's
who's
just-
making TV shows for the whole country and for like the world basically. And like it was so disappointing too because like you go on your phone, the show comes out, the rating. I've never watched the show, but I heard the ratings are pretty good.
Yeah.
I looked on my phone, I'm like, show canceled, and it's already been like the first season.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, God, so stupid because the show, I don't know if you know this, but the show was out in the 70s.
Yeah, yeah. It
And my
went till
mom
the
loved-
90s.
My mom loved the show back then. And she was
Mm.
like, oh, wow, Roseanne's coming back. And then it's just like, oh, now it's over. And just like,
I think it's hilarious. though,
stupid
'cause
things,
she was like,
Yeah.
like just
one of like
dummy.
she was like open like Trump supporting and like on her show and all that, right? And the show was about her and like, you know, Trump was making a big deal about it. She's like, oh, it's our first like openly like Trump supporting celebrity, and she has her own show about her. Like she's in the show and she supports Trump and stuff. And he like called her to like congratulate her on great ratings and stuff. And it's like, oh yeah, like the only like celebrity to like you know, publicly be like, yeah, Trump's great. It turns out to be a terrible racist.
Well,
Who
she
saw
also
that one coming, huh?
like, okay, Roseanne also just destroyed this project. And think of like all the. It's not just her.
Oh, yeah,
making this
all the
it's
other
not
actors,
Just
huh?
her.
Yeah.
All the actors,
That's
all
what
the
I was
crew,
saying
all the
about
writers,
earlier.
all the directors, and all the work that was put in to get this show back after what? How many? Like 20 years
Yeah.
off
Yeah.
there.
Exactly.
Imagine all the like producers that slaved to get this show back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just died.
Yeah.
Just because
'Cause she's
Roseanne.
That's what I was
Freaking
saying about
idiot.
like if you
Like,
go into
oh
that
my
like
gosh.
if you go into that realm of just saying stupid crap
Yeah.
on Twitter, like that's gonna happen. Like what was
I'm
she
not
expecting?
saying like, oh, this is dumb that, you know, it's all of this is destroyed just because of one comment. I'm saying
Yeah.
she should have, she
Yeah.
needs to be more accountable for,
Yeah.
because she's
Yeah.
the flagship of this. It's like being the team captain
Yeah.
or the general manager of a sports team. Like
Yeah.
you just don't do that kind of thing. you
Exactly.
know?
I hope they
Yeah.
give the other characters a spin-off or something like that. I feel like that'd be good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think the other the other actors were pretty successful, so
Yeah,
I
John
don't
Goodman
think
was
it'll
on
be.
there.
Yeah, I know. It's
Yeah.
just sad to. It's just like
But yeah, man, like
those-
Disney pulled the plug on that like right
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
Like the second that tweet was out, like it was like an hour later or something like that. They pulled the plug. It was
I'm not
wild.
surprised.
But like, you know, good for them, hey.
It's a family show too. It's not like this is.
exactly.
You-
Do you want
you
your
know,
show to be
highbrow.
associated with that? Like
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
it's a
Exactly.
family
Yeah.
ABC comedy. It's not something that's highbrow.
Yeah. But yeah, man, what an idiot. I mean,
yeah,
can
just
you
stupid.
imagine if
Friggin' drop the ball.
you-
Stupid. Like
it
extremely stupid.
took like what, like less than 90 characters for her to destroy her career.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, like, just why? It's just I can't wrap my mind around just how stupid that is. Like how.
And
First of
now-
all, she's like
oh.
stupid forever, like thinking like stuff
Yeah.
like
And
that,
that's on
and like
the
having
internet too. Like that's
like
never
obviously,
gonna leave her.
yeah, obviously it's like been like that's come from probably like a lifetime of like racism or something like that. But just like that she could just destroy her career that easily, just by being
Exactly.
so stupid, you know.
Yeah. And now for something completely different.
Hey, oh, nice Monty Python reference. Perfect.
Thank you. That's what our Dominic and I, our history teacher, used to say it all the time. And now I like recently like discovered that was a Monty Python reference. I'm like, oh, nice. Do you want to do the song of the week?
Let's hit some song of the week.
Song of the week, Dominic.
Let's
you're the
lighten it
guest.
up. This has been so heavy.
This is a really heavy episode.
Yeah,
I was not expecting. I was on the road here. I was like, hey, it's gonna be like just cracking jokes and really
Yeah.
light and like.
Well,
keep it
we were
light.
cracking jokes.
Yeah,
we
we
were, but
cracked
like,
jokes,
oh my
yeah.
god, we like went
But
into
I think that we found some new ground.
we went
as,
to
Yeah.
like,
as a threesome here.
Yeah.
we went to like the misty woods of Luciferian.
Yeah.
Four-dimensional
beings.
beings.
Well, I
Jilly
mean, I guess we're recording this. This is probably the latest we ever recorded an episode. It's almost midnight. We're getting into
Oh,
those
yeah.
like those late night deep talks, huh?
By the way, in hell, everyone drinks Jilly Juice. So
Okay.
Everyone drinks Jilly Juice with the Luciferian multidimensional beings.
yes.
They all sit around drinking Jilly Juice together,
Yeah.
Oh,
We're
man.
rocking.
watching Roseanne.
Yeah.
Watching
watching Roseanne.
That's so.
Welcome to hell. Would you like some Jilly Juice?
Sit down at the couch, watch some Roseanne.
We're rocking 59 minutes on the dot. So
my God.
let's do
Okay.
a speed round of Song of the Week. Josh,
Hey, whoa, guest goes first, Ciaran.
I
Please.
know, but I'm saying, Josh,
Oh, okay, you're just saying my name. All right.
speed round, right? Not like
Yeah,
5-minute, 10-minute.
I got a
15
speed
minute.
round, but also, Ciaran, you can't provoke me with your song of the week because I'm gonna have to go on a tangent,
Okay.
with that. So
Yeah, go on, Dominic, please.
Brown Eyed Girl by Van Morrison.
oh, classic.
Yeah,
Classic
it is
summer
a classic
song, man.
Exactly. I've been listening to
Classic
that.
summer
That's-
song.
That song puts me in such a good mood, especially when I'm driving to school or whatever in the afternoons, and I just play that song, windows down. It's probably one of my favorite songs. Actually, probably top 5.
Yeah,
I don't really have a set because music changes every year with me.
Yeah, of course.
But Van Morrison's just consistently one of my favorite songs.
Cool.
Yeah.
all right, Josh. My song of the week is, I'm going to have to say, it's called Zach and Codeine by Post Malone.
That's a good
It's
song.
a great. No, I'm joking with you.
Oh.
I just wanted to see what your reaction would be. It's actually
Is it off this? Is it off his new album?
Beer Bongs
Yeah.
and Bentleys.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think that's. I think he's getting better. I don't think he's great yet at all, but I think he has improved since his early work. At least.
I don't know. I'm a fan of. I'm a big Post Malone fan.
He's a nice
I think
guy
his
too,
early
though.
work
Yeah, he
was.
is
I
really
think
nice.
seems like a great guy, but I don't think
He's got some
his-
weird tattoos.
I don't think his early work was great at all.
Okay.
Certainly lyrically, he's not there. But
Oh, fair
okay.
enough. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. It's actually, this is a throwback. Dancing with Myself by Billy Idol.
Ah,
That is a good song.
Recently discovered it. We were out with Justin McKenzie, actually,
yeah.
our PR
Actually,
guy, for
let's
his
throw
birthday.
a little happy birthday
Yeah,
to Justin.
absolutely.
He just
Happy
turned
birthday, man.
21. He's a great PR guy.
Yeah, Josh and I went out with him and a few friends to a local bar, and
in the
local-
one
I guess-
downtown.
yeah, one downtown.
The Blarney Stone.
Blarney Stone.
It was a
Had a
really
great
fun
time.
time. Yeah,
Mhm.
we took kind of a party bus down there, and it was
Justin was on the auxiliary cable.
With my previous experience with party buses, it's been all top 40 hits and stuff. But
Yeah.
Justin was like,
He
Wow.
threw on Joker and the Thief by
Wolf
Wolfmother. Do you know that
Everyone
song, Dominic?
was,
I've heard of it.
yeah,
The
you would have
Joker is
heard
a
it.
wanted man. Swears
Go
the
copyrighted
love
lyrics,
in
Karen. Get out
Oh
of
my!
here, dude.
It's a cover. It's a cover. It's a cover.
Yeah,
It's a cover.
yeah. They play it at a lot of hockey games and stuff, though. It's got the opening riff.
where it's like dinner. Yeah.
Yeah. That was great, Karen.
threw
Could
that
we
on.
just sample that and cover it, but from
Yeah,
your
we'll
little
cover it.
turtle?
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, oh man,
And
that
they
was a
threw
great
on
playlist.
"Dancing with Myself" by Billy Idol. You know what? I'm gonna say it's a song about masturbation.
Is it
Billy Idol
actually?
has confirmed this. Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
What?
It
Yeah, it is.
I remember
That is so funny.
Yeah. That's pretty. It's a strange one.
Yeah, it's a
That's
strange.
really
strange
weird.
one.
I don't
Okay.
read into it too much.
Yeah, I don't get where he is like. You know what I really want to write a song about?
Masturbation.
Yeah, he's like, well, literally
his
nothing
English
else
accent.
is inspiring me right now. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. But yeah, it's I feel like recently I've been getting into music from the 80s. Like I've been getting more into.
Yeah.
I've been getting into 70s a lot lately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel well. I recently watched "Call Me by Your Name," that film with.
Yeah.
There was one song by the Psychedelic Furs.
Mhm.
And that's a great 80s band, and
Yeah.
I'm also listening to some Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
Just kind of synth.
Yeah.
Not I guess like not so much Michael Jackson, like the big pop hits, but kind of synth alternative vibey bands. So like Billy Idol and I guess he's
Yeah.
rock, but stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just been kind of getting into that.
The 80s are so interesting because I think musically they were just they were a total clash of terrible and really good, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of the stadium rock and stuff that came out of the 80s is they're kind of fun songs, but a lot of them are pretty bad.
Yeah.
But then I think a lot of the punk and stuff that came out of the 80s, that was
Totally.
when punk started, you had the Clash, and I mean it started technically in the late 70s, but you had
Pink Floyd release a few albums in the 80s?
yeah, they had a couple albums in the 80s, and there was lots of great
The Wall came out in the 80s,
stuff.
right? 82.
Mm-hmm.
Or was it 79?
no, it was, I believe The Wall was the 70s.
78?
Yeah, it was around
Okay.
there. But
Never mind. I digress.
yeah, but I think there was a lot of great music that came out in the 80s kind of as a revolt to what was happening with the mainstream.
Yeah. No,
Which
I
is really
definitely agree.
interesting. Kind of happened again in the 90s with grunge and stuff like that. Still waiting for it to happen today. But, we'll see.
A little, looking at Lil Peep and thinking, oh,
Yeah.
dang. Or what is it?
Let's
anything?
not talk about anything bad about Lil Peep. He died, but,
Oh, shit.
yeah, he's already
oh my
died.
gosh.
But Lil Pump,
I was
terrible.
thinking of the other guy. I
Lil Pump,
apologize.
69X, what are the?
Yeah.
Oh,
X?
Takeshi 69.
Yeah.
Weird.
Sorry,
Okay,
Josh.
anyways,
Hit me up with
you're
that
gonna get me all
song of the
riled
week.
up. My song of the week is "Wouldn't It Be Nice" by the Beach Boys.
Oh, I
Yes.
love
It's
this song.
such a good
Yes.
song.
That is a great track.
Dude, it's just
Oh my.
it's
God,
like
is that a
they
good
I remember like looking into it and like they were like, yeah, Brian made us like take like over 60 different like takes of this track,
I've
like,
heard of that.
and it's just, but you can tell like it's a total masterpiece. Like the layering of sound on that track is unreal. Like the harmonies, just the instrumentation, it's unreal. It's like you have like the sounds that you would expect to span across a whole album, all in like a 2.5 minute track.
It's like an overture kind of.
Yeah, it's just it's a really really great song, and it's got like these kind of upbeat moments. It's got these moments that slow down. But yeah, altogether, just a really good. It's a really feel good song too,
Yeah.
because Brian Wilson was trying to write to like appeal to, like young people and stuff at the time, and he was still pretty young himself, but he was like really trying to appeal to like younger people, and he was all like, he was just basically he's writing just such a wholesome song about like some kids who were in love who can't wait until they're older and they can get married and like live together and just like love each other for the rest of their days, and all that like really wholesome music. It's not it's not great all the time, but like sometimes you just
Especially in
hear
the
like a
summer,
really
it's a
nice
good song.
wholesome Beach
Yeah.
Boys. These guys are the most wholesome guys in rock and roll,
Oh, yeah.
It's just nice. It's a little refreshing,
Yeah,
Love
it is.
those guys. It's so
Yeah.
wholesome. But yeah, great
Coming
track.
from the guy that just went to a metal concert.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I gotta listen to some Beach Boys. I'm metaled out. But yeah, but the whole album, Pet Sounds, I'd highly recommend. It's a masterpiece. It was kind of overshadowed by Sgt. Pepper's, which was released right at the same time. But as people look back on it, Pet Sounds it's one of the best albums ever made. So highly recommend.
Right before we sign off, Dominic and I, we really forged our friendship in grade 9 back when Shrek was having its great upswing. And guess what I watched today?
Shrek 2.
Shrek 2.
That's the best movie.
It's
okay.
so good, man.
Yeah.
I watched it. And
I had all the
there was
merchandise.
a whole really, yeah, of course. There was a whole bunch of like little things thrown in there that I.
It's actually like a really funny movie.
Like,
Like
there's
for
like-
adults too.
Oh, absolutely.
like-
Like Puss in Boots with like the whole. He's like.
the pepper, like
Yeah.
bringing like the cops.
Yeah.
Nights.
Or what do they say? They look at it like his big castle and they're like, must be compensating
Yeah,
for something.
and there's like the
Yeah,
catnip.
yeah.
He's like, that's not nice.
Yeah, when he's like getting arrested, like. Oh,
And then there's
catnip.
Donkey. He's like, what does he say? He's like, police brutality,
Police
police brutality. It's so funny.
And Puss in Boots and Fiona walks out of the castle and she's like, Shrek? And Puss turns, he's like
Yeah.
licking his like crotch and he
Yeah.
like turns around, he's like, for you, baby, I could be. It's like- and then when they walk into the fairy godmother's thing and they're like, we're from the union. It's like, oh, inside, okay, oh yeah. It's like, well, do you have anything to say? Are you satisfied with your workplace? Well, not entirely. We don't even have dental. And then Shrek's like, they don't even have dental. Wow. It's like,
such adult humor.
Yeah,
It's like, that's why the
absolutely.
movie's
Yeah.
so good, especially
Yeah.
the first movie. Yeah.
no, totally.
No,
Anyways, I just
yeah.
wanted to share that.
Did
with
you want
Yeah.
to finish did you want to like go through the whole script or
At a later
I mean
date.
you're like 3/4 of the way done, right? So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When Dominic and I could probably quote most of it actually.
I can,
All right.
definitely.
So on the schedule we have says wrap up, so I think we're just gonna wrap up now.
Yeah.
Gotta live by
I mean,
the schedule.
who are we gonna have next week? I mean, maybe we could get Lauren Kelly on here.
Yeah, absolutely.
now
Lauren Kelly.
Now we've said it. We've recorded us saying it, so we're gonna make it happen. I mean,
Alrighty.
she might be subtly reluctant, but
Well, she might. What is she at? Rolling Loud or something like that? Is she?
no, I think she's home now. But
Oh yeah.
we'll make it happen.
Yeah,
whether
absolutely.
she likes it or not. So
Well, we're gonna have to record at her house then. I
Yeah.
guess. Isn't she away? No, I thought
no,
she
I
was in
think she's
North
back.
BC.
We're gonna have to record a couple videos on the farm out there.
Exactly.
But,
living that farm life. Well,
But
Dominic,
yeah, we
thank you
can
very
assure
much for
you
coming
it's-
out, man.
I mean,
very
if she
much
comes
welcome.
on, it's just gonna be a lot of really loud laughing. We're gonna have to
yeah.
turn her mic down like crazy. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, thank you so much for coming on, Dominic. It's been
You're
it's
welcome.
been an absolute pleasure.
been
Mhm.
my-
It only took about 6 episodes or 7 episodes
Yeah.
to get.
It's worth the wait. Worth the wait.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
I've been looking forward to it. Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, this has been the Ciaran and Josh experience. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Josh McKenna,
My name is Ciaran Sanders.
and our
I'm
guest.
Dominic Ferronato.
There you go, man.
See you next week.
See you
ya.
guys.